want to do you like this, but I'm pressured to bring up Don King.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. And I don't want to debate on Don because
we both think he's a scumbag. What is there to debate about? What are you trying to debate? That's not a debate. Feel that we agree that he sucks.
Right. Don is terrible, and Isaiah's been bashing him in the comments the whole time, even when we weren't talking about him. But Mike's ability to almost get brainwashed by him, right? So like some of the comments, right? Let me kind of set it up. Let me set it up, right?
Okay, set it up. Go ahead. I'm here for it.
Customato changes your life. You say, Customato helped me become who I am. He helped me develop this ego. He helped me believe I was a god. And again, I don't believe in that statement. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he says all these great things about Customato.
Yep.
Don King comes into your life and automatically says, all white people are racist and you cannot believe in these, Customato and his whole camp, and you got to get rid of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Mike, come on, like, you can't decipher between a good man who has helped you, pretty much establish your entire career, and you fall for what Don is saying. That's my whole thing. Like, that falls on Mike's responsibility to be like, hold on a second. Like, I'm with you. Yeah, of course, there is a racial issue that happens in the country, but you cannot just automatically dismiss what this specific person has done in my life.
You really want to have this debate?
I mean, I think it's worth the conversation. You don't think that's Mike's responsibility?
That was no. Okay. So fine. We'll have this debate. So his father figure died. His father figure was a white male. No one in the starting people of his camp was not of his skin complexion. So now here's this man who's of his skin complexion, who may have the same background as him, come in when his father figure died, and now he's distraught and does not know what to do because all he knows is one thing, and now he has to figure out the world on his own, comes and says, hey, I'm just like you. I can give you everything that this guy said, but more. But these are my views. Yes, he's going to believe that. He is a guy that only knew one thing. And now you're asking him, after his so-called father figure died, for him to all of a sudden become a man. And all of a sudden figure it out. Everything was done for him. Every excuse, he did some chores. Okay, cool. He had little kid lifestyle. Do the chores. We'll eat together as a family. We'll keep it moving. You get to do whatever you want, aka boxing. This is what you're going to do. This is how you make me happy. Good job. Good job. You're amazing. You're awesome. Hello. Now that's gone. And this guy swoops in. Hey, you're amazing, but let me give you the value of green. And you know what? He did a great job. But he doesn't know the struggles that we went through. He doesn't know how we deal with problems, right? It's come on. That's a debate. That's a real debate.
Yeah, it's a debate. You know why? Because any level of deductive reasoning, especially even for a Mike Tyson who grew up in the era where Muhammad Ali was the champ, would have seen what Don King did to Ali.
He had no confidence in himself. You took away.
Let me provide you with some facts, some numerical data, so that you can kind of see where I'm talking about. Okay, here it goes. In the midst of the pinky, Don King was sued by every single one of his big time fighters that he represented. Right?
You thought he did research on that? You thought he did research? Okay, go ahead.
The first being Muhammad Ali. When he put him in the ring for that last fight, that was the fight that possibly got him to be sick, by the way, right? Like, that's what gave him the disease. I forget the name of the disease that he had towards pretty much his entire, retirement time. But that was because of Don King. So then Muhammad Ali tries to sue him, and at the time asked for $1.1 million. Don King settles for $50,000. And I'm saying, Tyson, if this is your idol, Ali, and he's of your color, so you can't say, oh, but he gave him the earful of, no, I'm like you, I know your experience. There goes Muhammad Ali, your idol, exactly what you went through in a sense, and doing what you did, got cheated out of his career by the very same man who had you turn your back on your entire camp that got you to where you are. Where's the loyalty? Forget the deductive reasoning to say, nah, man, like, I know this doesn't seem right. Where's the loyalty? Just like, I'm out, peace, I'll see you guys later, thanks, fired? Not even on some like, hey, I think it's time for me to go to the next level. No, he just said, yo, you're fired. Come on.
That's what you got?
Come on.
That's what you got?
Come on. Come
Okay.
on, yeah. Like you have to respect that though. But off a loyalty tip, like that's not even.
No, I can't. You know why? Because you're expecting Mike to understand the business side. And so Mike studied boxing, didn't study business side of boxing. He studied the fighting side of boxing. So what does that mean? He studied everything about Muhammad Ali's fighting style. Doesn't know anything probably about business side of what happened to Muhammad Ali, because his job was to know everything about fighting, not about money, about fighting. So what loyalty are you expecting if he does not know and have the knowledge of the business side? Because if he had the knowledge of the business side, he would have saw Don King, a red flag, a mile away. So no, I can't. It has nothing to do with loyalty. Ignorance is bliss to a certain extent. Because Don King got him to different levels. What he went through, as he found out, you could see through certain interviews, like he dissed Don King multiple times. Left the interview, cursed him out, all that great stuff. He figured it out on his own. He did not have the knowledge because his job was to fight. His job was to study fighters. His job was, all he had to do was perfect fighting, not business side of fighting. Perfect your craft. And that's what he did. He is known as a fighter. He is not known as somebody who builds an empire. He is not what we know as like Floyd Mayweather, which I study boxing, but I also study the business side of boxing. Hence why Mike Tyson Promotions probably didn't do as well. But Floyd Mayweather Promotions is doing amazing. So he's not the business guy. He has a person clearly with this whole cannabis industry that is the business guy. His whole job.
Cannabis side for sure. Yeah.
But his whole job was to fight. He is a prize fighter. His whole job was to fight. What did he do? He fought. That's all he knew. So when things would go left, that's why he was rebellious, because all he knew was fighting. So now I'm going to yell and act up because things are going wrong. So no, has nothing to do with loyalty to Ali. Because when he faced the Larry Holmes, what did he say? Yo, what did Ali tell you, Mike? Get him. What did you do? I got him. Why? Because loyalty is fighting and defending him. Not loyalty is make sure you don't do the same business moves as I did. Like, that's not it. That's not it.
I'm not even talking. No, solid point. Look, I'm not going to say I can't debate that. That's 100% facts. Mike was a fighter. That's what he did. I get it. But I'm saying, like, it's some of the stuff that happened with Don King. It's not like it was swept under the rug. It's not like they were saying, oh, like, don't tell nobody. Like, this is obvious stuff. You're seeing one of the greatest boxers of all time go into retirement, obviously struggling. That should have been an indicator, like, yo, my man was just representing him. Like, clearly this is something that is not it's not going in the right direction. I need to maybe pay attention, maybe ask about my money or look at my contract or gain any level of awareness.
Did we know, let's put it like this. Did we know some of the downfall before studying this? Like the things that we're bringing up like that we had conversations offline, and some of the drug addictions, like as deep as it is, did we know all that?
No.
That means we would have to study Mike on a whole new level. His job was to know the surface level of Ali. What made him great? How did he get to the title? What did he do? What was his footwork? How did he move? How did he become a champion? Because I'm trying to become a champion. How did he stay a champion? Because I'm trying to stay a champion. Not anything else. We didn't know some of the stuff that we know about Mike until we looked under the hood.
Yeah. And, I guess the part of me that also is, and of course, this is a one-sided perspective, of course, from this standpoint. But like I see somebody she said, come on, the man was illiterate. Come on. But he was also well studied. Mm-hmm. Like he studied Nietzsche and all of these war tactic leaders and great emperors. He studied. He had them reading, right? He taught him, and we're talking about Cuss, of course. Cuss taught him how to really get into the habit of studying. So I guess, and this is an assumption, of course, shooting in the dark at this point, but it's like, man, I'm just surprised you didn't see an example of handling your finances or any level of anything.
Even till the later days, he was an unnurtured kid that was given everything that he wanted. And there was hardly any repercussions to what he does. With that, I don't have to know much because my world is my world. I create my world. So, okay, maybe that happened over there, but this is my world. But I really think that, as he said in interviews, all I knew was to study fighters. I knew fighting inside and out. Fighting, not the fight business. I knew fighting. And so when you only know one side of the whole business, if you only know the manual side, if you only know the front end side, you don't understand everything that's happening in the back end. It's not his job. He's supposed to have a strong team to understand that. That's it. He's supposed to have a strong team to understand that. He attached himself to the wrong people. And this is what happens when you reach a certain kind of level. Same thing with relationships. People only wanted him for his money. Being in the world, like his own kind of world, and not really dealing with females because all he knew was fighting, he picked the wrong ones. You have to go through it to truly understand, especially if you're sheltered. He's a sheltered kid. So he has to find out the hard way. He found out the hard way. It took him a lot of money lost, right? A lot of money. My man made up from 300 to $500,000 off of his fights alone. And what is he worth now? Only $3 million, which is not bad. I don't want to say only $3 million like I got it, right? Mm-hmm. Clearly, I ain't got that yet. But he learned the hard way. He had to do exhibition fights just to pay off debt. He knew at one point, oh man, what did I get myself into? Damn it, Mike. Damn it, Mike. Like,
Yo, wait, you can imitate Mike. That's hilarious.
I'm just saying. Certain people learn. Like for me, I'm one of those people that I have to learn the hard way. I was a sheltered kid, so I could fully understand that part. I was a sheltered kid. So there's a lot of things that just because, even if the world says, yo, don't go this way, I'm going to go this way to find out my own way, right? But for him, he only knew one thing. So everything was going to take longer to figure out. So that's the pro and the con of mastering your craft to a certain point, right? Because I think he only mastered one part of his craft and not in its entirety.
Yeah.
Because I think the boxing business, the boxing as a whole, the industry as a whole, if you are known as one of the greats, you should understand how to play that game altogether. I think De La Hoya has done that very well.
True. Question for you. You're Mike's manager.
No, not, but
You get to do it all over again. All right,
Okay.
hypothetically speaking.
okay.
You get to do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
What's one piece of advice you'd give Mike so that you make sure he does things differently now after we've spent the time studying him and really, breaking down his career? What's one piece of advice you give Mike so that he does things differently this time around?
I would honestly say have a life early. If you think about the Jacksons, right? Mike had some struggles. We're just talking about Mike's all day. Mike had some struggles because he didn't have a life. Right? So a lot of things that he probably shouldn't have done or shouldn't have chilled with or whatever it is, doesn't really, he thought it was normal. And there's no one, once you reach a certain kind of level, is going to tell you different. So I think you got to let them live and make sure certain people are in place to give them like un pao, like, no, that ain't it. Stop it. That's not it. Let them let them pay. Let them feel that. Like, even though you want to protect them, like I have an overprotective mother, love her to death. Hi, Mom, because she's watching eventually. There was certain situations where I wish she would have let it go so I wouldn't have to feel the pain later down the line. If I would have felt it earlier, I would know how to handle it at a later age. Right? So I think that's the same case with Mike. Let him go at an early stage of his life and have certain people in place that check him, that he could look up to, that he respects, right? Understand what is missing. Okay, parents are missing. So father figure is missing. So we have to find a positive father figure. That's what I'm saying.
That's great.
Isaiah's like, Mama.
That's great. That's great advice, man. I can't say nothing to that. That was powerful.